Thank you for such a warm welcome. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And thank you not only for being here today, but for deciding that the conversations that you will have today are ones worth your time. I am Melanie Johnson. I'm a current undergrad student studying music education at Kent State University, but I started out here at Lakeland after graduating from Perry High School. I'm here with you today because of a service learning class that I took in high school, and because participating in that class deeply broadened my perception of what it means to be a human being. For my service assignment, I chose a meal kitchen called Karpos that operated out of the basement of a local church. Karpos is completely funded by community donations of anything from pantry extras and secondhand winter gear to fresh produce and protein from local grocery stores, and even our serving materials like napkins. Many of my experiences there altered my perspectives and exposed me to the realities of real people living in my community. I remember having a surplus of stale bakery items in the walk-in cooler that never dwindled because they were somehow no longer fit to sell in stores, but also fit to serve to people as part of what may be their only meal of the day. I remember learning that we were the kitchen that served meals more days of the year than other centers within walking distance, and that was why volunteer staffing in advance was so important during the holidays. I vividly remember getting ready to open our doors in the winter when we couldn't host inside due to pandemic restrictions, and looking welcomingly at the sky, hoping for a pretty snowfall. I realized quickly, as I served food through a doorway from inside a heated building, to human beings with blue and black fingers, that to enjoy the fall of snow was a privilege. My first day helping to serve food was nothing like I expected. I was ready to serve to sad or angry, lonely people who kept to themselves and then went on their way. What I actually saw for the first time was a community. And not in the sense that these folks all lived near and knew of each other, but in the sense that they took care of one another. I saw the people we served interact and smile, and though I'm not proud to share this, it is important that I openly communicate that my general thoughts were, wow, these people aren't so different from me. It's upsetting that this thought even had to occur to me because, well, of course they're people just like I am. But even while growing up far from financial stability, the culture created by having things, having a house, fed me this narrative that people who are unhoused or living in poverty are somehow less than people. There was a woman, a regular with a previously made arrangement that someone would carry the bags of food for her and her husband to her car, and that became my designated task. Again, I am not proud, but it is important to share that I was initially annoyed by this. I thought she was being extra, or was some bad person trying to get extra food since our policy was one meal for everyone first and then extras. First, how could I villainize a food insecure person for potentially doing anything they could to secure food to survive? And second, I didn't know anything about her aside from her status as food insecure. I later learned that she was frail and struggled to balance with walking as it was, let alone with 2 heavy bags of packaged food. I also learned that she was quick-witted, funny. Her family was Italian, and that she collected recyclables to turn in for money. The service work I did, interacting with the patrons and connecting with them, allowed me to be able to question my thought patterns. Why do we assume the worst? Why do we look away from people we see sleeping on benches? Why do we turn our eyes from people asking for money on the sidewalk? What are we afraid of? I don't have direct answers here, but I strongly suspect that it has something to do with people who have influence and wealth and who use both to encourage the narrative that the groups of people they cannot profit from are less than humans. Because when groups of people who cost more money than they spend are dehumanized, then we don't have to feel bad about not doing anything to help them. And when the working class majority, including myself, are also made to dehumanize these people, we are more likely to accept poor treatment or conditions just to not join that group and also be considered less than human. I did not come up with these ideas myself. There are many experts in fields of psychology, sociology, and history who have connected these dots, and I encourage you to not take my word for it and to do your own research before you might agree or disagree. So why does this idea matter? And how does it connect to service and to you? And why won't I just get to the point faster? That was supposed to be funny. This idea and service experience matters because it keeps us connected to our humanity. Of all the beautiful things that make us unique from one another, we will always share our humanity. This idea, this experience that connects us despite our many beautiful differences. The society that we live in makes it too easy to bury our humanity, to keep us focused on the next iPhone, the next Stanley Cup, the next thing we can work to consume, because that will somehow make us better or symbolize that we are successful. Service teaches us that humanity persists in the worst of conditions, but that it is more difficult to practice in better ones. Service exposes us to others who actively practice humanity and mutually benefit from sharing connection with those they serve. Service prompts us to question why we've been told that people without stable housing, income, or with mental or physical disabilities are any less human than those who don't face such adversity. Your humanity, your thoughts, your questions, and your voice are the most powerful tools that you have to build communities with connection and the idea that all humans are worth time and resources. No one can take your humanity from you, but our society does a good job of smothering it and encouraging ideas that bury it within you. I invite you to use your tools. Connect with someone on a base level before you decide you know who they are. Share your thoughts and ideas. Ask friends or colleagues your questions about what you see, because starting small conversations is a huge part of moving us towards a future with more humanity and kindness in it. You hold power in your connections to others. I invite you to search within yourself and be open to what service experiences have to offer you. Find your humanity, dust it off, and don't let anything bury it again.